All right, it is now time for your living in an RV moment, and I'll explain what it is. So I found God's calling on my life while I was living in an RV in Arkansas. So I want to know how you
Oh,
discovered God's calling on your life.
wow. I want to hear that story, but how did I discover it? This is really great. I feel like for me, because a lot of people ask me now, I'm kind of at the point, I've barely even done anything at this point. Like to be complete, I've released like one song out there, it's been great, but like I really haven't done anything. But it's still funny because people come up to me or like I'll get messages and they're like, how did you get to where you're at? Like, how did you make it big? How did you do, all these different things from people. And really like what I always tell them is uh is you gotta I found out my call in my life because I found a way to serve.
Mm,
And for me, it was actually giving up my dreams and my desires and like what I thought I wanted to do with my life and just like giving it to the Lord and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go serve." Really, at that time, it was just a bunch of middle schoolers in the middle of nowhere, Ohio. And you're their small group leaders, so you're staying up late like with them, and they just want to make poop jokes till like 2 a.m. And so like there's that, and then I'm cleaning toilets, I'm doing like all these different. It was just serving. And I felt like for me though in that place of serving, like during that time of
mm,
just serving and laying my life down, it was there that like God began to gradually unveil his plan for my life. And like,
mm,
hey, I actually put you in this place so you could die to yourself and so that you can live as me. And in that place, now that you have this foundation of service, now that you have this foundation of like, hey, you're really not that big of a deal. Like you're really not that impressive on your own. You're literally cleaning toilets. Like like when he gave me that foundation, then he began to like build upon it. So I think it was in those like it was a 2 year missionary program that I was part of at this organization. And so I think it was during those 2 years where God really began to kind of speak more into, okay, this is, there is a call on your life. There's an anointing for music, for ministry, for leading people to Jesus, and a passion for it. And so I think it was at that place in that ministry, but in the context of like serving that I found it. So that's what I always tell people. I'm like, go find somewhere, go serve, and like don't like don't make like getting big your goal. Like make
mm.
serving your goal, and then God will do with it what He wants.